magical sparks, welcome back to my channel. It's Sparkle here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys 5 fun ways to fill your sketchbook. And all these ideas are going to be really aesthetic, pretty and colorful, so feel free to grab your sketchbook and start drawing along. By the way, all these drawing ideas will vary in complexity, so I think this video will be great for beginner artists and more advanced artists alike, depending on which idea you like the most. And with that, the very first drawing idea is to draw a person in an animal hoodie. Now, with this idea, you can go ahead and draw a full as realistic person, or you can do what I'm doing here and keep it nice and simple and draw this like chibi style character and pretty much draw them in a hoodie inspired by an animal. Now, I've previously done this in my sketchbook by drawing a girl wearing a bunny inspired hoodie. And I also drew a guy wearing like a bear inspired hoodie, and those looked really cool. So for this drawing, I wanted to try something just slightly more different and something a bit more colorful. So I decided to go with a girl wearing a unicorn inspired hoodie. Now you might notice that this hoodie is really simple, but I think that's one of the things I like about it. And I think the great thing with this idea is that the more simple it is, the more cuter it's gonna look. So of course you can add details, but with me personally, I really kept it nice and simple. Also, for all my wonderful subscribers out there, you might notice that this art style looks really different than my normal art style, and honestly, I don't know what this is. I was just trying to experiment with drawing the face in a bit more of a cuter way, and I kind of like how it looks, but I would like to change it up a bit. So if you guys have any tips on drawing chibi characters, let me know in the comments. I would absolutely love to hear. Also, something else that I really need to practice doing is just learning how to color clothes, because I feel like I really need to take the time to just stop, and instead of making like one big finalized drawing, that I should like just dedicate an entire page to studying how to color, shade and draw clothes. Because like right now, as you can tell, I'm just kind of doing it in like a bit of an abstract way. I'm just kind of guessing as I go, but I feel like it's a really good skill to learn. So if you guys would like a video where I just kind of practice drawing clothes but like take you guys along the journey with me, let me know if you would be interested in something like that. By the way, just another thing to keep in mind is that if you do decide to do this drawing idea, you do not have to do a unicorn like I did. You can choose any animal you want, or you can make up your own animal and just go with the flow. And with that, it's time for our second idea, which is one that I like to call creative cupcake. And let me explain why. So for this idea, you pretty much have to pick something that is not a cupcake, but draw it as a cupcake. Now you can either pick an object, or you can pick an animal, or you can pick a setting and try and incorporate that into a cupcake. Like for example, if you like the Starry Night, like the painting The Starry Night, you can try and turn that into a cupcake. I think that would look really cool. Or maybe if you like a plant, you can try and draw a plant as a cupcake, but like instead of it having leaves, you could add icing. So in my case, I decided to draw a cat as a cupcake. Initially, I was gonna draw my dog. I have done that in the past. I have drawn him as a cupcake and it turned out so cute. But today I wanted to do something just a bit more different, and I wanted to draw cats because right now I'm not too comfortable with drawing cats, so I just kind of wanted to practice drawing the face of a cat. And anyways, this is how that's going. And pretty much for this drawing, like I said, pick anything that's not a cupcake and turn it into a cupcake. And I feel like this idea, it's just really hard to mess up on it, because cupcakes are amazing. Like no matter how you ice it, they're gonna look amazing. And when you're drawing it, you have the freedom to use a pencil and erase. So good luck and have fun. So in my case, what I was trying to do was I was trying to match the colors of the previous drawing that I made and incorporate pretty much those same colors into this drawing, because these pages were like next to each other and they were like on the same spread. So I tried my best to incorporate the same colors. It did get a little bit messy, so I did try and make the cupcake stand out from the background by using my white gel pen and a purple marker to add shadows, but in the end I think we got there, and honestly I am quite happy with how it turned out. This is really different to the types of drawings that I normally do though. Normally I like to make my sketchbook pages look really full, but because I don't want to stress you guys out, I did stick with something more simple for this video, and I hope that kind of helps you out. But just from my perspective, I feel like I could have added so much more detail on this page, and I could have just made it just seem a bit more full. But like I said before, in my last video, I kind of did add a little bit too much detail for certain drawings, which did stress some people out, and I don't want to make the same mistake for this video. But also just keep in mind that adding detail just comes down to you and your personal preferences, and you definitely don't have to add detail if you don't want to. Okay, and with that, the third idea is one that I like to call highlighter doodles. And for this idea, there are two ways you can go about it. Now, the first way you can do this is you can go ahead and sketch out very roughly the design you want to go with, and then you can go ahead and use your highlighter and just start adding color on top, kind of just making sure that you follow the flow of your pattern and just make everything match up, which is kind of what I'm doing here. You know, honestly, I wish I stopped at this point, like right now with the yellow, but I went too far, but you know what, that's okay. Anyways, the second way to do this is you can go ahead and completely wing your design. You can just add a bunch of color everywhere and then go ahead with your ink pen and do the line art on top, or you know, the designs on top. Which is actually, you know what, I haven't gotten to that part yet. But once you add all your colors with your highlighter, the next step you're going to do is you're going to grab a black pen, or honestly any color pen. It can be a brush pen, pencil, whatever suits you. In my case, I went ahead and used just a normal black fine liner, and I just started drawing. So for me personally, when it comes to doodling, I think you guys know, if you've been watching my channel for quite a while, I love doodling flowers, and it's just so easy and there's really no way to mess up in my opinion. So like always, I decided to go ahead and just doodle a random flower pattern. This was not planned, I just kind of did it as I went. And that's one thing you can do, but of course you can doodle whatever you like. Like, you can go ahead and draw an eye in the center of your page and then just draw a bunch of designs coming off it. You can draw cute animals, you can like draw different letters, add 3D effects, add bubble effects, pretty much doodle anything you want. And you know what the good thing is? Because you already have this really pretty highlighter rainbow background on your page, no matter what you doodle, it's going to end up looking so bright and so beautiful. So this is just your chance to let loose and be free. Also, since the highlighter in the background looks kind of messy and loose, it's really just going to make whatever you doodle on top look so much better. And with that, here is the final look of my version. Like I said before, I kind of wish I didn't add those extra highlighted colors around the flower, but I don't think it looks too bad now that I'm looking back at it after a couple of hours. But let me know what you guys think. And the fourth idea is one that I like to call beautiful butterfly. And let me explain why. But just before I do explain, I would like to make something very clear. I love butterflies. I think a lot of people love butterflies, but if you don't love butterflies, that's completely okay. You can pretty much do the same idea with a different insect, or if you don't like insects, you can do a different object, or I guess you could do an apple, a banana, or I don't know, pretty much anything you want. But my point is, if you don't like butterflies, you can still do this idea, just don't draw a butterfly. And with that, let me explain. So with this idea, if you are doing butterflies, what you pretty much have to do is use a nice thick pen and go ahead and pretty much just draw out a butterfly, and make sure all the lines are nice and thick and make it nice and loose at the same time, and just make it really flowy and natural. Don't try to make it perfect, like just be like me here. Like, I did mess up, as you can tell right now, but I'm kind of trying to fix it and just kind of make it work out. And once you've got the basic outline of your butterfly done, go ahead and grab just a slightly thinner pen, a slightly finer pen, and just draw a bunch of random patterns on the inside. And my best advice would be not to plan it beforehand and just kind of go with the flow. Like, even with me here, I just kind of made it up as I was drawing, and the pattern isn't perfect on every single section, but really it doesn't matter. No one's going to end up looking that close, and even if they do, it's not like something wrong. You can mess up, you can make mistakes, and you can make up things as you go, because when you do that, it's going to make your design look so much more looser and so much more beautiful. Just trust me on this. And that's pretty much all you have to do. Go ahead and fill the entire inside of your butterfly, or whatever object or animal or thing you decided to draw, and just make it look really nice and full. Once you're done with that, the next step is one of my favorite steps, and that is to go ahead and add a bit of color. Like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I find this step so rewarding. It's like, it almost feels like you get all the hard work done, and now it's just the fun part where you get to add so much color to the background and make your drawing just pop and stand out. So for me, I decided to go ahead and use watercolors, but of course you guys can use coloring pencils or literally whatever you have at hand. But I just love watercolors and the way they flow, so I decided to use them. But they didn't really work too well on this paper. Like, I tried using the wet on wet effect, and I tried kind of blending it out, but it didn't blend out too much. It does look a little bit streaky here and there, but honestly, I don't mind. I think the sparkles just make the entire thing look so much better. And anyways, now we're on to our fifth idea, which is one that I like to call gradients and silhouettes. And I think this idea, out of all the ideas in this video, is probably the most easiest and the most fun and the most therapeutic and relaxing idea. And all you have to do is just go ahead and draw out a rectangular shape in your sketchbook, or you can draw a circle or any shape you want. and draw a gradient inside that shape. Now for me, I was going to initially use my oil pastels, but then I realized that that would get really messy really fast, so I decided to just go ahead and use pencils. You can also use watercolors, markers, anything you have at hand again, but pencils are so satisfying as well, and I haven't used pencils in quite a while, so I decided to use them. And all you have to do is just pretty much fill that entire shape with a gradient. And once you're done with that, the next step is to go ahead and draw a silhouette of anything. You can go ahead and draw a silhouette of a butterfly, you can draw a bird, you can draw the sun rising, the moon, the galaxy, a planet, anything you want. In my case, I really wasn't bothered to finish the gradient because I just really wanted to go and watch something on TV, so I just wanted to get this drawing done. And like I said, this is a very relaxing drawing, which means it's very flexible and you can change it to suit your needs. So I decided to go ahead and draw like this little cliff and this girl just kind of with her hands out, and just to make the entire thing just a bit more fancy, I decided to add a word and add a shadow behind it, just to kind of show what the drawing symbolizes. Of course, you guys can change these ideas in any way you want just to suit what you like to draw and just what makes you happy, but this is what I did and I hope you guys like how it turned out. I also decided to just add a couple more sparkles around it just because, hello, I'm Sparkle, I love sparkles, obviously. Anyways, guys, that is the final drawing. And I think it's time that I showed you guys how all the drawings turned out, all the finalized drawings. So here is our very first and our very second drawing. I think they look really cute. I also love how they just match each other. Here's our third drawing idea, and here's our fourth one, and here's our final one that we just did right now. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Stay awesome as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Also, by the way, I don't know if anyone really cares, but I did end up making quite a bit of a mess on my desk, if you guys are interested in looking at it. But wish me luck, I gotta clean this up. Anyways, guys, see you next time. Bye!